Today I'm walking through the woods. I came across something. I have checked the maps before and I don't remember seeing anything of an 1800 in the spot. So this might be something that might have been gone well before the mid 1800s when the maps were being made. So I'm going around detecting. First thing I find is nothing really special, but it's definitely old. Some kind of copper ring of some sort. So while I'm going around looking, I've come across this. Look at this thing. Someone's been here not long ago cutting some of the trees up out of the way. Fresh Bud Light can there. But look at this. Yeah, not plugged up or nothing. You could build another house here and use this. I've never been in this part of the woods before. This is definitely different. So I have hope nobody found that copper ring. I'm sure this place has been detected before. There's activity here. Let me keep looking around and see what I can find. Pulling up an old shotgun stamp. What the heck does that thing say? 16 gauge, a Nitro Express. Got a very big metal brim on here. Not sure what the era that is, but it has to be old because nobody is shooting in this area. Not for a long time. Let me keep looking. End up getting a 1819, another type of old. It's just a thing that was in here. I'm not sure what this is. It's very thin though, very thin copper. But it's definitely old. Maybe off of a lamp. Maybe off of something off a tire. Is that green I see there? I'm not sure if that's paint green or green from copper, from it being so old, but definitely interesting. I haven't worked very much ground. This place has got a few targets here and there. Next, another shotgun stamp. Let me find out what size it is here. It is a Winchester Ranger 20 gauge. Another oldie. It looks to be a lot of the high tones are probably missing in this area. Someone's probably been here before. Most metal detectors, if you know, they're all interested in coins and stuff like that, so they do a lot of high toning. The closest high tone besides that that ring that I ended up getting up there, like a round ring of some sort, that was it, but it was next to some barbed wire, so it was kind of acting kind of funny. This place is filled with barbed wire. There's fencing everywhere, but I'm not giving up. I'm sure I can pull a squeaker out somewhere where someone missed. Might have been real brushy in here. Maybe they did it in the summertime when there was a lot of leaves and they couldn't get in between here. It's 34 degrees right now, almost freezing. We did have some snow. I don't know, in this general area it could have been, and it's melted and everything is nice and wet. You can see some of the scratches that I made here, there, a little bit everywhere. But I'm digging everything. Anything that's a solid signal, I'm digging, because you just never know. I'm looking for that old sash buckle or brooch or something like that, and sometimes they ring low. And it could be some old gold. So I'll be back. I'm in a different section now, working way past the house. I pick up a clump of metal of some sort. Not sure what it is. It's got some weight to it. It's definitely copper. I mean, it is a twisted piece of something. Find out more when I get home and unravel it. Might be something special, but at least I'd like to be able to recognize it to find out what it is. I'm in a kind of a very surreal looking area. Very piney. It's got a lot of this grabbing weed that gets caught on your metal detector. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Got on my foot now, I can't get it off. So I'm gonna work this area, and hopefully no one else is metal detected. If someone didn't pick this up, because this sounded like a coin, I might have better luck in this general area. I picked up a modern day quarter, but that was way up and deep up in that area. I've done all this area here. Only thing I picked up was some scrap metal. One piece of metal I picked up looked like a broken bell. This doesn't look like this would have been pasture of any sort with all the pine trees, and these pine trees are old. These aren't just been planted a few years ago. They've been here for a long time. It's got to be easily a 150-year-old pine tree right there. But I don't know, maybe they had pine trees in the middle of a cow field. I don't know. There is a rock wall. You can actually see it right there. Runs that way. So I don't know if this part was field or the other part, but the other part looks more fieldy to me. This looks like wilderness. But there's a lot of 1800 homes that surrounded this. As you can see, that one building that's not even on the map, or the one house or foundation or whatever. So let me keep at it. It's been a bit. I've walked to a whole nother section, and I'm pretty much high in the hill here. I'm coming across some targets, and my next find is a penny, and it's a weedy. 1945, and at the same time this was in a hole. I'm not sure what that is. That's it so far. This area here is very bumpy. You can see where it goes down, comes up, goes back down, comes up, and then it's not so apparent over there, but then it goes back up, down. So this might have been some of the trees, if you look, are uniformed, like these were planted at one time or another. Could have been the mid 1800s when these were planted. So let's see if we can find any drops from anybody that was planting these back in the day. I'm starting to like this spot. I pointed to the last spot where I was going uphill a little bit, and I pull up a 25, and look what I found. I haven't found one of these in a long time. Bet you probably be another while too. Look at that. You know what that is? That's an ox knob. I found one of these a long time ago, and I think I threw it away because I thought it was a broken bolt, like a lug nut off of a vehicle. But no, that's an ox knob. That's pretty cool. That's giving me hope. That means maybe nobody's been up here. So I'm gonna fine tooth comb this place. I will be back. All right, not far from the axe knob, a bullet. Wow, I dropped it again. Not sure what size it is. It's different. High-powered shell. I left the area where the axe knob was to explore a different area over here, because there's some kind of roots, or not roots, but grooves in the ground, like someone was doing some plowing. And I found a plow blade right over there, so I'm gonna work back this area after the bullet. If there's nothing, I'll go over that way. It looks like it's starting to get hardwoods over there, so that'd be interesting. This stuff here is a real pain in my butt. One day it's going to take my coil off, I know it. But let me keep scanning. Look at a deep hole. I thought I just got a tin can crushed, but it's not a tin can crushed. I don't know what this thing is. It was sealed with some kind of crunchy metal inside of it, like a sandwich. But it was completely, you know, it was all put together. I don't know what this is. and that rust that's in there is, you know, let's just say there was something round in there, it said something on it, we'd never be able to recognize it. I've never seen anything like that before. It was deep too, so it's been down there for a while. Now it's made out of an aluminum, so it's not extremely old, but they did have aluminum back in the 1800s. Was it some kind of ration can? Maybe? I don't know. I'll bring it home, I'll clean up, maybe there's something written on there. I doubt it, but that's very weird. I've only did a little bit of the ox shoe. I'm going to call this the ox shoe section. Only did not even a quarter of it, so I got a lot more swinging, a lot more walking back and forth. I should have brought some more food with me. I'm hungry. Anyhow, I'll be back. I made my way out of the ox knob cluster, working into the hardwoods now. I come across the pot. Not real old. Metal handle. So, I don't know, 1940s maybe? Somewhere around there. I did work that area a little bit, and there is a fence that runs this way. It's buried. You can actually see a little bit of a ridge and some rocks popping out, but there's an old I don't know what the size, maybe a 6-inch by 6-inch square fence that used to run all the way down. You can see way over there there's a rock wall, and it kind of like there, and then comes back this way. So this was a property divider, so this must have been one piece, and then over there another piece, and then if you look over here, the ground goes like this, where it was plowed and left. And I don't know if this was full of pine trees at one time and they died, and the other trees took over, because pine trees normally don't like being touched. They don't like other trees touching it, so it was another invasion or invading species of trees coming. It would end up wiping the pines out. I am seeing little baby pine trees trying to pop up, trying to survive over there, but when they're real young, the deer like to eat them, so they don't really have much of a chance. Anyhow, I'm going to keep going, see what I can find. 1516. A small, high-powered round. Definitely got some age to it. I haven't gone very far. Found some modern day trash, the bullet. I believe I'm next to the fence, because I believe it runs right here underground. Most of it goes that way somewhere. I'm gonna work this cluster here, hit this woods here, and then head over there. There's a ravine over there, also a swamp over that hill. I've already kind of checked it out when I was over there. You can kind of get an eye view of everything. That's it so far. I worked my way to the top ridge where it runs off to the swamp, and next to this old creepy half-dead tree that's easily 250 years old plus, I ended up pulling up a quarter, but just not any quarter. In 1853, what is this called again? I forgot the name of this. It's an 1853 seated Liberty, I guess they call this. That's my second one I've ever found of these. The first one I've ever found was in the front apron of someone's house, but it was nowhere near as nice as this one. This one here, you actually can see some detail, somewhat. That's pretty cool. That's an old quarter, 1853. I'll clean this thing up at home, and I'm pretty sure I can get that probably nice looking. Very cool. I normally don't find shell casings this big. That's a big boy right there. It's a 12 gauge, but just I've never seen the brass so big on it. I like it. It's pretty. I think I'll save this one if I can clean it without having it all fall apart. I think it said Remington on it. A Rem UCM 12 gauge arrow. At the same time, while I was popping that up, poor little frog, he's getting cold. The thing I'm going to do is I'll put him underground, get him nice and warm. They can eat all those mosquitoes that I don't like in the summertime. So, since the quarter, I haven't found very much. I'm still working the swampy area. I've been really hoping to find like a garbage dump. I would really like to find something like that, where they used to put all their trash at. But I've not seen anything like that. I have found one ball cap that was, I didn't bother recording because it was just, the porcelain was broken and it was all falling apart. So I just put it in my bag for garbage. But I have not found any spot where they've been doing any dumping. But I'll keep looking because that had to be pretty special. Until the next hole. Ended up getting $1.18 in coins. I tried to unbend this. It looks like it might be a cap off to something. This is copper, but it is extremely hard. I mean, this old metal here, it is hard to bend it straight to recognize anything, but it kind of looks like a cap off to something. I just don't know what. Not sure what this went to. This was next to where the old house foundation was. A variety of bullets, anywhere from 12 gauge to 16 gauge, 30 rounds. I forgot what these are. 26 by 20. Bunch of these, and these were everywhere. These were I mean, just about everywhere. Some really big shotgun shells, Remington. Some lead, a round ring of some sort. I don't know what it went to. An ox knob. This is pretty cool. It kind of looks like a lug nut. When I found one of these for the very first time years ago, I wasn't sure what this was. It looked like an old lug nut, and I seen the threads inside, so I tossed it, not knowing what it was. This is a keeper, and I'll be able to put that in the shadow box, which is nice. So a pretty cool piece of history. And for that not to be found, that's a high tone, and it came up just like a quarter, something like that. So it tells me that nobody has really detected in that area, and it has a very large section that's overgrown. But I believe if the snow comes and lays down all the high grass in the springtime, I might be able to go back and hit the other section and come up with some cool old relics. That's what I'm hoping for. Not far from this, I would say probably maybe 1,000 yards or so, I end up getting this. And remember how cruddy that looked. I just cleaned this with magic eraser. That's it. And it came out stunning looking. I'm sure when this dropped, it wasn't probably that old. It was probably a year or something like that. The cluster of trees were planted at about this time. Slightly after the Civil War, a lot of people were looking for work, and the government would pay people to plant groves of trees and pine trees in upstate New York. So I believe when they were planting all them pine trees, one of the workers must have dropped this. So that's a pretty cool piece. That's a nice quarter. What I've been doing to be able to display stuff like this, because I was having problems trying to figure out how am I going to show off my coins. And if I go up here, you'll end up seeing how I display some of my coins. These are all silver dimes, and they're anything from, well, I don't have any seated silver dimes, but I have mercuries, and I forget what those other ones were called, barbers and rosy silvers and quarters. To display coins, just so I can show the variety of different ones, I started making this box up here. and you'll see the dollar that I found. These are $half. Of course, that one's not silver, but I just want to show a different type. And I'll probably do with the pennies. I'll put a modern penny and even a zinc one next to it. These are the Canadians. Quarters, seated. I've already found a seated quarter before. And I'll probably be taking this one out and putting the 53 in there since it's nicer looking. And it's older. So I'll be able to swap that one out and put the other one in there. And nickels. These are coppers. I just don't know coins enough. I forgot what they were called, but this one here was the one I found recently from 1744. And these ones here, I can't find the dates on them. Large cents, and there are 3 different varieties. The dimes, all different coins from different countries. So like I've got a Spanish real from 1777. This is a hammered silver. Another real. That's a French coin. A euro. I don't remember. El Salvador, Mexico. I think that's Mexico. These are German coins right here. This one actually has a swastika on it. Found that. I found that one at actually one of my rental properties. So that's how I'm displaying the coins. Some bottles. And then over here I started another section of bottles and relics. Had to do a little bit more filling. So back to this. I forgot how long this was. I think it was about a 4.5 hour hunt. And I did a lot of walking. When I came back home, I was sore. I was tired. This place has been hunted by probably every serious metal detectorist in and around the Rochester area. I'm telling you, it's been pounded. I don't believe a lot of people have gone as far as I have, or the extent of trying to cover every inch. And I couldn't cover every inch, but I was able to cover the areas that were clear, that were laid down, like in between the woods where the brush wasn't so bad. You're thinking to yourself, well, you found a lot of bullets. Most people that hunt are high toners. These come up low. If they do come up high, like for instance, this was a high tone, this was, and these are old. Certain people that are really into this hobby understand that everything is a point system. Like when I found this here, it came up just like that. They're both almost identical. Sometimes soils will be different, and a quarter might bring it at 28, 29, 30. And it's the same with this. So it's really hard to tell why someone didn't find this. I don't know. Why someone didn't find the ox knob, I don't know. But sometimes you swing, you get a little sloppy. This place that I go to, this park, it's massive, really, really big. I have another spot that I'd like to hit. I went to it 2 years ago. There was a house that was recently knocked down, and I hit the back of it. Where the house was actually at had, I think, nothing. I think someone hit that place, and they did a real good job. I couldn't find anything. But when I went to the back area, like maybe where the barn was at one time, I ended up finding a croton bell, which was pretty cool. It was a fully intact. I'm not sure if it was my first one or not, but I was very happy to get that. I'd like to hit that section, and there's also a field there. I think the field's overgrown. I might have to hit it in the springtime. So if there was a croton bell that was behind the house, I'm sure that field is loaded with probably cow tags and bells and all sorts of stuff. So I'm definitely going back there and hitting the woods that are around there. This park is so massive that I don't think I'd be able to hunt the whole thing in my lifetime. I'll try though. I'll go there time to time. I'm trying to look for some new permissions and mix it up a little bit. These park hunts are extremely rough. I mean, a lot of hill climbing and stuff, and I mean, I don't mind it, but to be able to find enough stuff that's worth showing at these places, it's tough. So that's the wrap up of this week. And you know, I got 2 cool finds, and I like this thing too. This was off of a ball, and I've never seen a milk glass like this one. Usually there's something written on there. This one's a little different. There's nothing on here to indicate anything besides this little L here in the middle. So anyhow, until next week, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and for you non-subscribers, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.